morning, dear students. Hi, how are you? I hope you are safe and fine. So, today we are going to learn the new concepts, that is part 5 of chapter 2, sports and nutrition. So, what is the concept we are going to learn today? Oh, it's a new concept which is totally belongs to how the food taken, why people do a pitfall of dieting. And if I am talking about pitfall of dieting, so what exactly is pitfall of dieting? So when I am talking about pitfall of dieting, see, nowadays people want to look slim, trim, have a good physique. Now people become professional, right? So when people want to become professional, they have a mentality to reduce calories, lose their weight and build up their body, right? So but in this process, sometimes they misunderstood or they have lot of myth in their mind. So that's why of the myths and different knowledge or wrong knowledge of diet lead to pitfall of diet, and they lead to some serious health related problems. So today we are going to learn about the topic which is named as pitfall of dieting. So what is this pitfall of dieting exactly? Right? See, nowadays people become professional. They want to looking good, slim, trim, and they want to some name and frame. They want a good physique. An individual who is overweight wants to reduce his weight. Start to reduce weight, right? So those individuals who are overweight, who are obese, they want to reduce their weight and they want to become we can say more energetic, active and having a good physique. Now why this obesity occur? This obesity occurs by the excess amount of fat deposit in our body. And when I am saying an individual who is overweight, so why he is overweight? Because he or she is taking large amount of calories then the calories which is burned by doing some activities by him or her. So start to weight reduce. Sometimes people will starving, people go for fast, then they may lead to various health related problems. Our body is a machine and which is growing should be grown in a proper sequential manner, and there should be a proper energy production, proper diet should be given to the body, like to bring breakfast, lunch and dinner. Meals should be taken in different shifts. Next thing that we are going to learn about this, skip meals to lose weight. So many people skip their evening meals, some of them skip their lunch. They think that they will lose their weight. But it is not a good way. It is not a right way that to skip the meal to lose the weight. If you want to lose weight, you need to take meal in shift. You need to take a particular amount of food, a specific nutrient food at a particular time. For example, that when you know that this excess of carbohydrate deposit in our body and make cholesterol etc., less amount of fat one should take, right? Because see, each and every nutrient is good for an individual in limits. So if one should know, if one is able to understand the concept of balanced diet, then he or she will be gain their weight or they may lose their weight. They take slimming pills to reduce weight. So many of the people take slimming pills to reduce their weight, but when they take these slimming pills may lead to the health related problems like cancer. See, these slimming pills have some addiction, they have some allergic property. So an individual should not take slimming pills. The slimming pills lead an individual in the danger, lead serious health related problems. So when I am talking about serious health related problem, why this is no serious health related problems? See, when an individual takes slimming pills, these are the synthetic products, they are expensive to even, and these synthetic products lead to the various health related problems like skin infection, like cancer, like a lot of allergic, there will be a lot of allergy in the body, right? So these things, this a foolish kind of nonsense kind of thinking regarding diet lead to the pitfall of diet. Now let's see what exactly the main causes of pitfall of dieting. So the first causes for pitfall of dieting is extreme reduction in calorie. So see, when an individual avoid calories to take, right? See, if you want the proper growth and development of your body, you need to take a proper amount of calories in your body. You need to consume specific nutrients. See, if you are obese, so you will have to go in such a manner that you will consume more, fibers, you will consume minerals, you will consume protein. Rather than going on with, fat, you consume other thing in a limited time. Your body should get each and every nutrient in each and every time. Right? So it is not like that we reduce, we escape the meal and something like that. So whenever an individual escape their meal, so there will be extreme reduction in the calories. And when there is this extreme reduction in the calories, it makes a person stressful. He or she feel tiredness. He or she become lethargic, right? So the first causes of the pitfall of dieting is extreme reduction in calories. What is the first point? The first point is extreme reduction in calories, which lead to the lethargic feeling and tiredness. Next is skipping meal. So main causes of pitfall of dieting is also skipping meal. See, when an individual thinks that I will skip meal in the afternoon, so in the next meal he or she will consume a lot of food. So do not skip your meal. Do not skip your meal. Okay, because each and every meal, these are 3 meals, like breakfast, like about our lunch and dinner. So each and specific period of diet is good for our health. Alright, so next move on to the next, that is low energy diet. Somebody thinks that the low amount of carbohydrate and not taking fat in the body will help an individual to lose the weight, but it is not like that. If an individual take a low fat and carbohydrate, it may lead to various health related problems. See, each and every nutrient has its own specific function, right? So if the functions of the function of fat will not be done, the functions of carbohydrate, which is giving the quick energy, will not be taken place. So it becomes a great health related problem for an individual if he or she is taking a low energy diet. Next is not performing physical activities. Sometimes people generally say that I have a hectic lifestyle, I have a lot of work. So these excuses are lame, these will not work. It is very, very important for an individual to do a physical exercise on a regular basis. See, our each and every muscle needs, exercise, so that the muscles can grow in a sequential manner. The body can, the nitrogen, in the form of sweat, the nitrogenous waste can be out. So if someone is not doing a physical activities, physical exercise, may lead to pitfall of diet, because he or she thinks that I am becoming obese and he is not performing, he or she is not performing physical activity too. So definitely the person will be obese, and there will be a lot of heart related problems, red related, respiratory system related problems, and etc. Taking less liquid. Liquid play a vital role in our diet. It helps in lubrication of joint. It helps in making our body good and strong. So to take liquid is very important. It maintains the osmotic balance. It maintains the electrolytic balance. Alright. So liquid play a very important role in the diet of an individual. So one should not take less liquid in the diet. It may lead to serious health related problems. If 20% of water is reduced from the diet, it may lead to death of an individual, right? So liquid should be in high amount. Starving is also the causes of pitfall of dieting. Starving should not be done for, see, we are Indians and we have some rules and customs and tradition. It's good, but it should not be exceed that for a longer duration of time. If we consume or if we do starving for a longer duration of time, the function of our internal organs will affect it, and definitely it will lead to the serious health related problems and imbalance in the functioning of internal organs and energy reduction too. Risks of obesity. Many of the persons think that there is a risk of obesity if they take fat, carbohydrate, etc. So it is not like that. These are some myths. If you consume a balanced diet it means macronutrient plus micronutrient macronutrients. And what are these macronutrients? Fat, protein, fat, protein and carbohydrate. These are the macro minerals. And when I'm talking about micro minerals, so that is our vitamins and minerals are micro. So whenever there is an equal proportion of macro as well as micronutrients in our diet, there is no risk of obesity. One should know the exact proportion of the nutrition diet. Stress leads to a mental disturbance of a human, right? So what are the source of stress? When I am saying to you that you are stressed, it means you are worried for something. What we need to do, we need to think for ourselves. We need not to think that how people think about me. Generally, an obese person will move out from an area and he thinks that am I looking good? Am I looking fatty? My tummy is coming out. So why don't you think about what people think? You need not to think what people think about you. We need to focus, we need to emphasize on our goals, we need to do exercise for our side so that this mental temperament can be cool and mental balance will be good, right? Because society is the source of stress. If you give importance to them rather than you or more than you. After this, slim look. So if it's a modern society, it's a 21st century, and each and everyone want to look slim, trim, and it's a modern temperament too. So it's good if individual want to look slim and trim, but one should follow what one should follow. One should follow the balanced diet for that, right? Next is slimming pills. Slimming pills are totally hazardous for the life of an individual. These are the synthetic products. These may lead to serious health-related problems. It even may lead to death. And it is an invitation for the lot of illness, disease, etc. like cancer. So now let us recapitulate what we had started. So we had started with pitfall of dieting. Pitfall of dieting is something. Now when a person is when an individual is reduce the amount of calories intake just because he or she wants to become slim and trim. See, it's professionalism is there in society. So each and everyone looking good physique, wants good physique, trim and slim body. An individual who is overweight wants to reduce weight, so extreme reduction of calories go there. Some of them go for the starving for reducing weight. Some of them skipping meals to lose weight, which is not okay. Some of them take sleeping pills and lead to serious athletic problems. Then we started about main causes of pitfall of dieting. So the main causes of pitfall of dieting is extreme reduction in calories, skipping meal, low energy in diet, not performing physical activity, physical exercise, taking less liquid, which is most important. Liquid should be a huge amount in our diet. Starving, fruits, vegetables, these are also very important for our diet. Risk of obesity may lead them to go for pitfall of dieting. Stress, slimming, looking slim and trim body, wants a good physique. Next thing that I want to add is slimming pills, right? Which is more hazardous. So these are some main causes of pitfall of dieting. So for these all causes, an individual wants to look slim, trim. So what is pitfall of dieting? Pitfall of dieting is extreme reduction of calories in a diet in the path to go for losing weight. So it is losing weight is not pitfall of dieting is not a way to lose weight. One should be concentrate on our balanced diet. Now we are going to discuss about dieting myths. So before we are going to start our new part, that is dieting myth, I would like to ask you, we should avoid fat to lose. We should not eat eggs, or vegetarians can't build muscles. So these are some questions I have to ask you before we going to start this dieting myths part. Right? So can only non-vegetarian can make their body? Oh, so any answer? You seek the answer, you think on it, and let's come on in the ocean of physical education. And our topic is dieting myths. It is a very important topic and you need to understand so that you can live a healthy and happier life. myth is low fat or low fat diet. Low fat or no fat diet is good for you. So if someone says there should be no fat in your diet, then what is the specificity of the nutrient fat then? So there is low fat or there is no fat is good for you. It is the myth. What is myth? Myth is also called गलतफहमी जो लोगों ने पाल रखी है. Myth. So what is this myth? Low fat or no fat is good for your diet. See, if you are obese and if you want to reduce your weight, there are two types of fat. In your earlier lecture I told you, saturated fat and unsaturated fat. You go for the physical workout and cut the saturated fat, then you go for the unsaturated fat, you eat unsaturated fat, right? So cutting down saturated fats and eat unsaturated fat. So you cut down saturated fats by doing exercise, or you avoid saturated fat and eat unsaturated fat, right? Eat unsaturated fat. The body needs the fat for energy, for tissue repair, for transport of vitamins. For transport of vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. A, B, E, K. So this myth is wrong that low fat or no fat in a diet is good for an individual. So guys, you understand here that it is totally wrong if someone or if sometime if a person says that low fat or low fat diet is good for you. It is totally wrong. Because sometimes some saturated fat or unsaturated fats work differently. So if you are taking saturated fat, it will not help you. So you cut down the saturated fats and you eat unsaturated fat. Because the fats are responsible for the tissue repair, for transportation of vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D and vitamin K. I hope this myth is clear to you. Now let us come on the next week. The session will be very interesting because it is a practical approach towards thinking of a person and towards the overweight or losing weight factor. So myth number second. Myth number second. This one number one. When I am talking about myth number second, that is fasting make you lose weight. Since our Indian culture, people are doing fasting, there is some specific reason. They will take a lot of fibers on that time. There are some culture and traditions. But nowadays people take it in a different way, in a wrong way. They go for starving for a longer period of time, right? So fasting makes you lose weight. Therefore, short and it is good for short term. It is true if someone go for fasting, but it is for short term. It is good. It is also lead to lean muscles. It also affect the functioning of our muscles. It also affect the tissues of our muscles. Many consume, and it is revered that many people who skip their meal or who go for the fasting will consume more amount of food in the next meal. Got it? So what's the concept? The myth was fasting makes you lose weight, but it is not true from some of the aspects. For the short duration, it is good if you are doing fasting. It's good for short duration, but it is not good for the long duration, because if you go for the longer duration, then the muscle will lean and there will be a lot of disturbance in the tissues too, and it may lead that it is revealed that after fasting, the next day the person consume more amount. In the next day, the person consume more amount of food as compared to the previous. So this was myth number 2. Now myth number 3. So what about myth number 3? Food eaten at the late night is more fattening. So at some point it is true, but food eaten at late night is more fattening. It's not like that. If someone who is skipping meal in the afternoon, if someone who is skipping meal in the morning or breakfast or lunch, then he is taking the late night, so that then it will be only fattening, right? If you are taking a proper breakfast, then you take proper lunch, and then if you are taking food at late night, so it's okay, there is no problem. But if someone is eating over, it will become a problem, right? Overeating is a great problem. See, there is a word in yoga, sattvic ahar. So whatever your urge is to eating food, you take one chapati less than that, right? Then it will be good for you to be thin, slim and smart with protein. Next myth. Our next myth is slow metabolism prevent weight loss. Slow metabolism prevent weight loss. What's the conclusion, man? So resting metabolism is that resting metabolism is directly related to the body. It is true, but you guys also know that metabolism rate increase when we do physical exercise. So what's the point? The point is when your metabolism is slow, it directly relates with your body weight. But when your body weight, your metabolic rate increase when your physical exercise going on. So physical exercise is related with the metabolic rate. Got it? Now let us move on the second part, that is myth of low fat milk has more calcium. So it is myth number 5. So myth, low fat milk has less calcium than full fat milk. Now what is this low fat milk and what is this full fat milk? See, so it is a myth that the low fat milk has more calcium or less calcium as compared to the full fat milk has more calcium. See, skimmed and semi-skimmed milk has actually more calcium. How? Because calcium is in the liquid part. It is not in the creamy part. Calcium is in the SNF, right? It is not in the creamy part. So here you got that what the myth is. The myth was low fat milk has less calcium. But it is not like that. Low fat milk has more calcium because calcium is not the creamy part, but it is the watery part, SNF. Got it? Next, that is myth number 6. Myth number 6 is vegetarian cannot build muscles. What's nonsense it is? It is not a sensible question, it is not a sensible status. It is not necessary that vegetarians cannot make their muscles. Vegetarian can also make their muscles, right? So, vegetarian can make muscular as meat eaten by getting their proteins from vegetable source such as cheese, nuts, pulses, grains. Excess amount of protein is also not good for our kidney, right? So, if somebody says this vegetarian, see, we consume our food from producers, right? So we are omnivores, right? So plant consume the food. So how many joules of energy plant has? Plant has, let's say, 1000 joules, 10,000 joules of energy, right? And if we are taking that plant, so we having 1000, right? If the plant has 10,000 joules of energy, then when we eat that we got the 1000 energy, right? So let us suppose if there is a plant which having 10,000, a plant having 10,000 joules of energy, right? When it is eaten by our god, it becomes 1000 joule of energy. When this god got GOAT, god, right? Bakri. When these 1000 joule of energy is getting, every time there is a 10% loss. Okay, so when this god is eaten by a human, or this hand is eaten by a human, then there will be 100 joules of energy. So 10% is lost, right? So it is not like that only non-vegetarians can make their body, their muscles. Non-vegetarians can make their muscular body as well as vegetarians can also make their muscles, because see, the non-vegetarian peoples made their muscles from non-veg as a protein source. So in vegetables there are a lot of protein source like cheese, nuts, pulses, grains. And see, if someone is taking the excess amount of protein, right? If someone is taking the excess amount of protein, it will also affect your functioning of kidney. It becomes overload to our kidney. So this was myth number 6. Now myth number 7. What is the myth number 7? Healthy food is expensive. At some aspects it is fine, but it is not good. It is wrong because see, if you go in a market and if you would like to purchase some unseasonal foods, right? Some packed foods, right? Packed stuff, then the food will be expensive. If someone goes and eats seasonal food in a particular climatic condition in a particular season, then the food will not be expensive. So expensive food is not expensive, healthy food is not expensive. One should go and eat all the seasonal foods in a particular season rather than packed material food. Definitely they will be out of season. The things will be the quantity or the cost of that particular item is expanded. But the healthy food is not expensive because when you take seasonal foods at a particular season, the food's quality, quantity and cost, everything will be fine. Let us come and learn about myth number 8. So what is the myth number 8? Myth number 8. When I am talking about myth number 8, only overweight person need exercise. It is not, totally it is not true. Only overweight person need exercise. It is totally wrong. Exercise is an integral part of our life. Sports, games are the integral part of our life. As I earlier mentioned you many times, this health is man's biggest asset. So health is man's biggest asset. Then it is very important to do the exercise for our different parts of the body. One should go for the exercise of core, one should go for the exercise of leg, one should go for the exercise of chest, one should go for the exercise for the respiratory system, one should go for the exercise for the cardiac system, one should go for the exercise of the mental temperament, mental balance, relaxation, etc. Right? So exercise is equally important and compulsory for each and everyone, whether the individual is obese, healthy weight, etc. Right? So myth number 8 is totally wrong, and the fact is that exercise is important for everyone, whether the individual is overweight, obese or healthy. Got it? Next, that is myth number 9. What is the myth number 9? Myth number 9 says that egg increase lot of cholesterol, so avoid egg. Some part it's okay that egg is giving cholesterol, but see, some amount of cholesterol is also required to our body for the proper function, right? So if someone is taking over eggs and overeating is someone's doing. See, there are 2 points or 2 phases of each and every coin, that is head and tail, good or bad, advantage or disadvantage. So excess amount will definitely go for the disadvantage. Let us come and recapitulate what we studied. We started with dieting, right? From where we started? We started from dieting myth. What are dieting myths? ये होती हैं गलत फहमियाँ. कैसी गलत फहमियाँ? When a person is taking low fat or no fat diet is not good for you. So it is not good that you avoid fat because unsaturated fats are good for you. It also helps in tissue repair. It also helps in transporting of minerals, vitamins like A, D, E, K. Fasting makes you lose weight. It is good for a short period of time, but it is not good for long period of time. Next is food eaten at the late night is more fattening. If someone skips the meal in the morning, meal in the morning, it will be affected. Slow metabolism permit weight loss. So it is true that it is directly related with the weight, but metabolism rate also increases with the physical workout, right? Next is low fat milk has less richness compared to full fat milk. So it is totally wrong because milk, that calcium is the watery part, not the creamy part. Fat, alright, vegetarian can only build the muscles, non-vegetarians cannot build muscles, so it is totally wrong. Vegetarian can also build their muscles. There is a lot of source for proteins like cheese, nut, pulses, grain. Excess of proteins are overrated to the kidney, so do not go for the excess of protein. Myth, healthy food is expensive, so healthy food is not at all expensive. You go and eat seasonal foods that will be great for you and will give all the nutritious value which are required for our body. Next is only overweight person need exercise, so it is not at all true. Each and every individual should go for a physical exercise and every day it It is very important. It is an integral part of our life. If you want to be healthy, go for the physical exercise on a regular basis. Myth number last, that is egg increased cholesterol level. So it's fine that egg increased cholesterol level. So if you are going to do overeating or something, so definitely the cholesterol level will increase. But if you are taking a sattvic ahar, if you are taking a balanced diet, then there will not be any problem related to the cholesterol. So this is what we had studied today. We had studied dieting myths. So there we have 9 dieting myths studied today. So in board exam, how will be the question coming? The question will come in such a way that explain 5 dieting myths with their fact, right? So out of this you learn 6 dieting myths with their fact, so that you can write this in examination, right? So because it is an important question of our board exam, it will definitely be asked to you. Next, some other myths are also here, right? So next myth, that is, can eat wheat but not the rice. What's the concept? What's the myth? Can eat wheat but cannot eat rice. What is the fact? Both the similar glycemic index, both having similar nutrition index, but wheat contains high fiber than protein. So wheat, see, I earlier told you that the fish, that are the plant-based products, contain fibers, and these are the digestible portion of the food. They have the nutritious value, but they don't add on the calories, right? So as here, we can eat wheat because wheat has more fiber part rather than rice. Alright, so which is good? Wheat is good, we are fine. So we should take wheat because both of these are single-organic, but wheat contains high fiber than the protein. Next is fasting can be compensated by next meal. So how it is? Fasting lead to hypoglycemia or abnormal sugar. So those who sometimes a person is suffering from sugar or even the normal body of a person, if you are going for fasting, so it may lead to the abnormal sugar. Okay, but it may lead to abnormal sugar. Fruit juices, cola, especially when I am talking about cola juice. So cola juice are better in taste, so it is also not good. It is an empty calorie taken by us. Next is avoid carbohydrates and fat. See, as I earlier told you that the concept of balanced diet, right? What's the concept of balanced diet? Balanced diet is that diet in which a person or individual consume macronutrient as well as micronutrient, right? So how could we say that avoid carbohydrates and fat? There is a specific function of carbohydrate, right? Like tissue repairing, like giving instant energy, glucose, they are the instant energy giver. Next is fat. So fat is also a function to lubricate the joints, organ, the glands, ducts, etc. Right? So see, low saturated fats are good and low trans fatty acids are good. High saturated fatties are good and high complex carbohydrates are good, right? So we need to understand that the thing should be balanced, the thing should be good in the proportion where we take, the diet should be balanced and each and everything will be fine, there will be no problem, right? Next come on the new topic, that is food intolerance. Now what exactly this food intolerance is? Food intolerance, right? It means someone is not able to tolerate a particular amount of food. It is when a person has a difficulty to digest a particular food, right? So what is food intolerance? Food intolerance is a digestive problem. What is it? It is a digestive problem. It is a digestive problem. Okay, so it is the problem when a person has difficulty to digest food. Which kind of food? Particular food. Which kind of food? A particular food. Person is not able to digest a particular food. Get it? What are the symptoms? See, the symptoms when a person is not able to digest food. See, when you eat a food and now your food is not able to digest it, right? So there will be vomiting, okay? There will be nausea, there will be pain in joints. Your whole body will feel pain. You will be feeling pain just because there is the food is not digested. There will be headache, right? So whenever you feel headache, you guys are in 12th and it is very important because sometime when you study there will be headache. So what you need to do is put your hand like this, put your thumb on the nostril, inhale, exhale. See, when we consume oxygen from left nostril, it will go to the right lobes, right? And when we consume oxygen from the right nostril, it will go in the left lobe of the brain, right? So it is very important to understand this concept because headache, vomiting, nausea, pain in joints, rashes over skin is a major issue. Due to the allergy, there will be a lot of rashes on the skin. It may be severe one, it may be the simpler one. There are different kind of rashes. We need to itching, and there will be a lot of problems even to sit at a particular place. And what's the management of it? The management of it is to a person should go to doctor, an expert doctor, to visit the doctor and to know the exact reason of that. Okay, so person should visit the expert doctor for this. Next term is we have to learn these three full forms, right? What is BMI? So we all know BMI is body mass index. Next is BER, basal energy requirement. EER, that is extra energy requirement. Extra energy requirement. So you keep these three full form in your mind. May comes in our MCQ based in board exam. That is BMI, which is called body mass index. BER, that is basal energy requirement. EER, that is extra energy requirement. So let us recapitulate what is studied today. We studied about different things like writing weight. So we can eat wheat because wheat has a lot of roughish part, fiber part, right? Carbohydrate is also good for us because it performs multiple functions. Cola should not be taken because it may lead to high empty calories. And when I'm talking about the fasting will lead to abnormal sugar. The sugar patient should not go for fasting. Food intolerance, what is food intolerance? It is a digestive problem. It is a problem when a person is not able to digest a particular food. Getting my point? Next is symptoms. Symptoms are vomiting, nausea, joint pain, headache, lot of skin rashes, etc. What is the management? A person should go and meet to the expert doctor for the treatment of a particular problem, right? So that you can know what is the allergy of it. Three full forms that you are going to learn is BMI, that is body mass index, EER, that is extra energy requirement, and BER, that is basal energy requirement. I hope you understand the concept properly. Thanks a lot for the session. Bye bye. Take care.